The buzz was on location for HBO's new series celebrating youth poetry.
You're damn right, we poets!
You're watching The Buzz.
In the new 7-part series, Russell Simmons presents Brave New Voices. HBO follows poetry teams from 8 cities as they select their poets to compete in the national championships.
These kids are just blowing people away with words. And, you know, it is the rebirth of hip-hop, in my opinion.
You're asking me on a scale of 1 to 10 to rate my infirmity, but numbers have no bearings when your pain is more infinite than eternity.
I gotta say that the vibe is very similar to deaf poetry. But the thing here is that these are teenagers. The audience is 90% teenagers. All the performers are teenagers. There's a higher level of energy in here than there's ever been in deaf poetry in New York.
Poetry Slam is a competitive, poetic event where teams put together they put together like performance poems, like one poet, a duo, a trio, or a quartet. They perform them over the course of 4 rounds, and someone at the end is declared the winner.
Teenagers from all over the country are about to vibrate the world, change it, and draw people in. You know, whether it be mentally or physically, people are gonna walk behind and be like, what's going on in there?
This life is just a 3.5-hour SAT prep test. It doesn't matter how we do, just how we learn to pick ourselves up when we fall.
All Slam teams want to advance to the finals, but there's a bigger message to this rising movement.
Because it is Youth Slam, you're getting the most up-to-date, recent critique on the world right now, current events.
Every piece that is read, it's all going to be heard and it'll be taken in and people will take what they can from it, and it has the ability to inspire, and I just hope that all the pieces that we bring, all the pieces that Brave New Voices brings can have that effect, inspire the masses.
I'm gonna open myself like a book and let the world read me.
Mama, all the kids tease me at school and I don't know what to do. Then she said, child, let me tell you. Beat them. Beat them till they turn blue.
To be on a stage and say something that you've reworked so hard, to be able to put something like that to an audience who's there and who wants to listen, it's life-changing.
Slam poetry is helping to get kids off the street, and as a result is making a positive influence in their lives.
I think that slam poetry is a violence prevention measure for sure. I think anytime we find healthy outlets for self-expression, it keeps us from internalizing either anger or rage or extreme emotion. So slam poetry fits right into that.
One of the things that slam poetry is doing and spoken word poetry is it's bringing together the hip-hop voice, you know, which is all about what's happening, you know, having your ear to the streets.
We see on American television a very specific type of teenager for the most part. You see these kids, they look like every other kid on the street, but they have something that they all have in common, and that's the love of writing and the mission that they all feel that they're on as communicators.
My father holding my infant body like a prayer in his hands, crying like a child, silent as a storm.
With new generations comes different ways of expression, and this new series explores this in greater detail.
Look, America, look, world, we are alive because of this thing called poetry.
I'm just kind of proud to be just a very small part of it to help it go further.
I hope that the viewer can expect and experience a different aspect of youth in our country today.
The documentary was an amazing experience. It captured every single step of our journey.
It's definitely cool that we're going to be on HBO.
Russell Simmons presents Brave New Voices.
I'm diverse and you've just been buzzed.